Okay, this is part 2 of my quantum physics, Earth shape, and how we're all the same from the micro, which is at conception in our parents, to the whole entire Earth. It's all an atom with protons, electrons, neutrons. And so this is how I'm going to attempt to show you this. These are just some of my molds for my epoxy. And this is why I got these. There's 7. So I believe that there's 7 firmaments. And it's like nesting bowls, one inside of the other, inside of the other. I did make this tiny one from this little mold here because I'm going to do all of them to show everybody more. But to look down from the top, it would be the circle of the Earth. See, and that's a little flat Earth in there with Antarctica going around the outside of it, the white ice wall and the firmaments, and then underneath. So I feel that we're a flat plane like that inside of a ball. So it's flat and it's a ball. We're not on a ball. We're in a ball of the ethereal creation here from God, the Creator. And I have other videos on the flat Earth, actually 3 of them. But this one is just a short visual representation of how it goes with the quantum physics that I was talking about in my last video. Well, I'm trying, but it's very hard to get them in here in a uniform manner. God was way better at this. But this is the idea of the firmaments. And there's a flat Earth in the middle that I made, which you can hardly see now. Okay, this may be the closest I can get it without actually gluing it down. But from like a bird's eye view, those are, and somebody's outside mowing or something. So, looking down here, so picture, they tell us that there's all, the planets and all of that. Well, yes, but it's not what they say. Picture a different planet, just as that Earth is in there, being in each firmament. So each firmament spins or kind of goes around on its own circuit. So the sun would be in one, the moon would be in one, the planets that we see, the stars. So this is the closest I can get it. It's very difficult, but you can see the different layers of the firmament with the flat Earth there in the middle. So it's a flat Earth in a ball here. In a ball like multiple times. So yeah, everybody's right. We're not on it. We're in it. I'm going to do something else with these. Anyways, so if you picture the planets that they show us in each different one, and they're turning at different speeds, and the sun and the moon, and I believe that Satan is in the spiritual wickedness in high places, but he would be somewhere, maybe in the second one above us. And talk about the pole flip, right? So all these flat earthers want to not believe anything about the pole flip. But if we take this back to the basic atom that I talked about in my last video, and what we're all made of and everybody in the world is made of, true north and all of those things, if you flip any of these firmaments, if God flips any of these firmaments and makes the north to the south and so on, it would definitely be a pole flip. Okay, so maybe this is a better shot of it. So if you picture, so there's dog hair all over the balls now, but if you look down at this and see the rings and picture the protons, neutrons, electrons in the atom, the whole thing is set up exactly the same, from giant to little. And all this out here would be the outer darkness, and God would sit up top here because he can see everything. Everything's density, not gravity. So if God is up here on top and all of eternity, and then anything from like here down, like the bottom part of the flat earth picture, like, because I think that the ice rings go the same, like through every single layer. So you picture the ice ring all right here going all the way through, and those are the different, where like the aliens, which they're really fallen angels. But there's like different races of aliens. We're all one race, the human race. We're different ethnicities from the Tower of Babel, but so there would be land in between each layer of ice wall all the way through. You have like Behemoth and Leviathan, you have Asgardia, all the different races of aliens and hybrids and fallen angels and all of that. See, because they were kicked out of heaven up here, but they can only go lower than their density, because without gravity it's all density. So God on top, he can go all the way down, see all the way down, but they can only go to where they were kicked to and lower, which I think is like maybe the second or third one. I'm not really sure about that yet. But when heaven is open for eternity, and then, because it's not open yet, and then when hell and the great deep and all of that, so hell is going to be the farthest away from God possible. So anyways, I'm going to do more on this. I really just wanted to get this out here so you guys could have a visual representation of what I was talking. So this is my part 2. And if you want to see the other scriptures or things about the flat earth, I have 3 other videos on my channel about it. But there we are. Well, minus the dog hair. So these different rings and layers here of the firmaments, which I'm having a really hard time keeping straight here. They keep falling. I'm going to do something else with this so they stay. But anyways, this is just a basic idea so people can understand. So these different layers here. So these different layers here would be the different dimensions. So aliens, fallen angels, all of that, they come through these different dimensions, and we see spacecraft and all of that. And you know, even talks about in the Bible when Jesus comes back with a big cloud, he's breaking the sound barrier. Anytime you break a dimensional barrier, what a dimension is the ability in that certain place for speed, sound, all of that. So here on Earth, we can only go so fast and things can only be so loud before we break a speed barrier, before we break a sound barrier. So it's just the capability of the area that you're in. All of these different dimensions and different layers here. So like the aliens, fallen angels, they have different abilities in the different dimensions that we don't have because they're less dense, because they fell, but they're still up there. You know, Ephesians 6:12 tells us about the wickedness in high places. And so we are here on Earth in the lowest dimension, the lowest density thus far, until hell is open and there's lower. So this video is an absolute mess again, and that's because Satan tries to ruin everything that I do for good. But anyway, the dimensions are really easy to understand. If, you know, you just see something appear in the sky, well, it just broke through one of these dimensions. It broke through a barrier. It broke through the capability into what our world is capable of. And every dimension has different barriers. So once you break a sound barrier, you're literally in another dimension. And it's super simple once it's broken down like this. God would be obviously all of the dimensions and on top, and the least dense. But there are, so even say like the New Jerusalem that's going to come down, it's going to come down through all the firmaments and all the dimensions onto Earth, the Bible says. And in the Tower of Babel, back with Nimrod and Semiramis and Tammuz and all of that, which is a whole different video. But God didn't say they couldn't build it. He confounded them and knocked it all down. But this is what they were trying to do in the Tower of Babel. And this is what they're trying to do with the NASA and all of that. They want to make you believe that it's not like this. And I'm telling you guys, this is what the Lord has shown me for years now, that this is how it is. And they're not staying straight. I apologize for that. But you get the idea. So this is the biblical cosmology right here.